Hey, Theme Parks, how are you, my friend? Nice to see you. Just getting started. Sitting here with my cat. One of my cats. And gonna look online to see who we might have live, if anyone. There's been opportunities here. Even a hurt back presents a chance to reevaluate my approach towards yoga and well-being. That's me reading from a while ago. I want to bring up my live stream up to the desktop for easier
Hey, excuse me, what is one piece of financial advice you'd give to your younger self?
easier viewing. Sorry about the noise. A noise means there's an ad up and playing, which means a monetize. So little signs of blessings. We were talking the last few days with Eric Lapointe. He's mentioned synchronicities, meaningful coincidences um, that always occur. Deepak Chopra talks about them quite a bit. And he talks about using those synchronicities. Of course, synchronicities, the word itself, synchron for time, uh, was originated by Carl Jung, who talked about the synchronicities occurring in dreams, run ins with people that have a significant impact or meaning in our life. But when you think about it, man, all of it is a synchronistic event. Everything. Sometimes I turn off my uh, Garmin GPS watch after a run, and it will say 4,000 steps, even. And I think, why? Why 4,000? What if I took one more step somewhere? Not that it makes a difference, but it's interesting to think about those things. I met Mocha, who was my wife and is my person, um, when I was manager of the vitamin shop. She came into the store. She came into the store looking for um, something that would uh, help her. She was suffering depression at the time. She didn't want to go on medication. So she had done some research on some natural supplements. She came into the vitamin shop, natural conclusion. And she also came in on the day, give me one second, guys. Um, that she came in when I was working that particular shift, asking me, who had my own issues with depression, leading me to talk to her more in depth than I would another customer, and mentioning meditation being extremely helpful, meditation and yoga, and giving her some suggestions for some books. And then when I took my break, I ran into her at the bookstore. Anyway, had someone else been working that shift, had I been late for work, whatever, would I have still met Milka? Would we still have gotten married? How would life have unfolded differently? Every moment. Robert Saltzman, the author of The 10,000 Things and Depending on No Thing, calls each moment a once upon. It will never happen this way again, ever. However, every moment seamlessly bleeds into the next. Everything's carried over in some way. That is actual karma. Karma is not punishment. It's not vengeance. It's not justification. Well, you got yours because karma simply means action in Sanskrit. And everything is action. I mentioned it earlier in the live stream, actually, a couple times. Um, in actuality, we are verbs. We're not nouns. We are verbing our way through life. And more than just being verbs, we are the action itself. We, a lot of times, we'll talk about karma as cause and effect. However, there's No actual cause. Or if there was only one. Only one actual cause. And now we have an effect, an effect, an effect, an effect. Everything leading to the next, to the next, and to the next. Pretty fascinating to think about. So how do you step out of the realm of karma? If you're living a life that isn't serving you, is it possible? Because we are always going to be having effects. Always. And every effect that we do is also in actuality an endless cause. So how do we transcend that? According to yogic Vedic wisdom, we can, one, just suffer the effects of the karma, which most of us do. Hey, Mir, my friend, how are you? Mir says, hello, sir. Beautiful people there. Thank you, my friend. Hello to you. Or we can practice karma yoga. Mir says, how are you, Sir Yogi? Mir, I'm doing pretty good, my friend. Glad to hear you are too. Mir says, I'm good. So that kind of sucks. Mir says, thanks for asking. Suffer the effects of a karma. No escape. That's just one way. Theme Park says, hi to Mir. But karma yoga, as mentioned, if karma means action, then we're talking about action yoga, which means that we don't try to transcend cause and effect. We surrender to it. And we give away the fruit. We give away all of the effects. The cause is service. And the effects are all given to something greater than ourselves, to God. We serve other people. And the effects, if we're serving other people, if we're serving God, the effects are always love. The effects are always love. Doesn't that sound better? There's another way. Easy says, hey, Eric, loving the book. Hey, thank you. Easy, I appreciate you saying that. Hey, Dottie. Dottie says, evening, Yogi Eric. Nice to see you, my friend. I was talking about you last night, Dottie. Dottie says hi to everyone here. So here's the third way. Step out of the realm of action. Step out completely. You might only be able to do it for a moment, or at least a moment at a time. That is the art of meditation. The art of meditation is slipping into the gap. The gap is that actionless spot. It's when the breath is momentarily suspended, when we are between the thoughts. We never think of that there's a bit of silence between every thought. In actuality, there's only silence supporting the thought. Without silence, no thought would have meaning. It would just be a noise, a buzz. Look at a page of any book. If it wasn't for the space between each letter, the space between each word, the space between each paragraph, if it wasn't for the emptiness, the complete emptiness of the page itself, words would have absolutely no meaning. They would just run together in a series of, we couldn't even call them letters, in a series of symbols. So when we slip into the gap during meditation, we're diving into that primordial silence that is the true existence of who we are. And there's no thoughts. And the breath is suspended maybe for a moment, maybe for 2 moments, maybe for 3 moments. If there's no breath and there's no thoughts, there's no karma, there's no cause, so there can't be an effect. So the more we meditate, the more we step out of the realm of karma itself. There's a fourth way. And I love the way of meditation. I love the way of karma yoga. I think of what I'm doing here as karma yoga. I try to be of service and I surrender the results of the service. And I love meditation, obviously. I teach meditation. Number 4, my favorite way, forgiveness. Forgiveness trumps everything. Let's see. Daddy says, pray tell what you were saying, Eric. Let's see. Well, I've been droning on for almost 10 minutes, Daddy. Been talking about karma, escaping the realm of cause and effect, and explaining that it is possible. Daddy says, I know it would all be nice. But let me get to the fourth. this sums it all up, Dottie. This will take us to the finish line. Forgiveness trumps everything. There's a line in the Course in Miracles that says the only one truth that one can say about the past is that it's not here. And that's forgiveness. Forgiveness is recognizing that the past is not here. It's not here. So that way you get the benefit of experience. If someone hurt you, you don't have to repeat it. You're smarter now. You're wiser. However, the path isn't here. So you're free. You're absolutely free. You are in the eternal now. Nothing else exists except the eternal now. So how can you hold a grudge? It's based upon a thought of the past. How can you have a resentment? It's based upon thoughts of the past. How can you judge? It's based upon an opinion that's occurring in the past. Always. We live our lives in hindsight, or we project into the future. We don't have to do any of that. Hey, Michael 9K, how are you? Michael says, hey, bro. Easy says, how's your toe, Eric? I was worried yesterday when you were in pain. Man, it hurts. It's weird how one little thing changes everything. Because I went to walk, I walked 2 miles this morning, and I walked another 3 miles, run, another 3 miles in the later morning after I worked out. Burpees are hard because I'm landing on my toes. And walking, in order to ease the pain on the toe, I changed my gait without even noticing it, which leads to shin pain on one leg and calf pain in the other leg, which in turn throws the back a little bit out of whack, all because of a sore toe. So weird when you see that. Daddy says, I'm cooking my tea, but I am listening. I'm going to up my tea consumption. Green tea. I was reading, I know the benefits of tea, particularly green tea, and yet I still don't drink it. I like it, man, but I love my cup of coffee in the morning. But I'm going to start adding a cup mid-morning when I come back from a walk, right before I have my bigger meal for the day. We got a point at, is that tea or is that coffee? 1 cup for Sister Dora. Thank you, Mir. Easy says, does meditation help you when you are in physical pain? Yes and no. It's it can become the focus of the meditation, which isn't always good, because when you meditate, what you focus on becomes enlarged a bit. So at the same time, if you dive into the pain and you see that pain is actually just a sensation sending a message, what's the message? And instead of translating it to ouch, you're able to just let it be. Sensations without a label are just sensations. Dottie says, green tea is an acquired taste, but two for can. Drink a few cups a week. Oh, but I got you. Drink a few cups a week. Even black tea is good for you. Thanks for asking about the toe, Easy. So forgiveness returns us to the present moment. In the present moment, we're free of the past, and the future hasn't happened yet. Karma free. We trump karma. If you have a question about how do I achieve peace of mind, how do I have an awakening, how do I become enlightened, the answer is forgiveness. Amazingly so. But it's a certain kind of forgiveness. We don't want to forgive, oh man, we got some pancakes posted too. If we forgive from the ego, which is saying, you've done something to me, and yet I'm going to be the bigger person finally, and I forgive you. You've earned it, or you haven't earned it. But hey, I'm a good guy, and I want you to know what a good guy I am. Or I forgive you, but I'm going to keep my eye on you. Not really forgiveness. It's all from the ego. Forgiveness of the heart, true forgiveness, is saying all we have is this present moment, and the present moment is always innocent. It is always, always innocent. So we are looking past the acts. Doesn't mean that we don't hold someone responsible, but we see the original innocence of that person as well as ourselves. Stuart the Fish Whisperer here says, hello, Yogi brother. Hello, Stuart, my friend. Easy says, I was very nervous for this exam I had this morning, and my anxiety was getting the better of me. I had my version of breathing exercise, and it really did help. I need to learn more techniques. Well, let's cover one right now. Do you want one for anxiety? Let me give you one breath that leads to 3, if you guys don't mind. So in Sanskrit, it's called Ujjayi breathing, Ujjayi, if I remember it correctly. Theme Park says hello to Stuart. And Ujjayi breathing, I've covered this a few times, but I absolutely love covering it. Ujjayi breathing is sounding, making a sound. We breathe in through the nose, we breathe out through the nose, and we're making a sound as if we're fogging up a pair of glasses. A light snore. The throat slightly constricted. We're not constricting it. We're not trying to constrict the throat. It naturally happens when we make that sound. So, if I'm fogging up a pair of glasses, fogging it up. I'm making that ha sound. Now I do it with my mouth shut. I'm going to do it an exhale. You hear the same sound? The hard part is when I do it with the inhale. When you do it with the inhale, think of doing a ha as if you're snoring. Ujjayi breathing. Ujjayi breathing means victorious breath. It's also known as ocean breath. It is anxiety calming. It will help you get to sleep. It lowers the heart rate. It lowers blood pressure. It improves concentration. It improves the immune system. It tones the vagal nerve, which is the nerve that brings us from fight or flight to rest and digest. The better tone that is, the quicker you can go from outer stimulus affecting us internally to restfulness, just with that breath. Hey, Hawk, how are you, my friend? We got Joe. Joe, how is San Francisco? How is San Francisco doing? I'm following the Raiders because of Burpee Reaper. Let's see. Sue saying hi. Hey, Sue. So, it's a beautiful breath. It also has countless other benefits that I can't even mention. Don't even remember. But we can look it up if you want. Now we're going to add something to it. Remember, it's all done breathing through the nose. So I'm going to breathe in for a count of 4. There's going to be a slight pause. I'm not pausing. It's the natural pause of the breath. For every breath, there's a pause and there's an exhalation. There's a pause and then an inhalation. And I'm going to count for 4. It is not 4 seconds. It's your count of 4. Breathing in for 4, exhaling for 4. Let's see. Just says, I'm good, about to go live in a bit. And San Francisco is struggling right now. I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. I know that is your team. Glad to hear you going live, those. Hey, guys, you know what? I'm going to give Hawk a mod status. There's no reason why someone I've been friends with for a bit, someone that I admire, and someone who every day shows up and puts in the work isn't a moderator. So this way, guys, click on his link. And, hey, I'll be here. Join him for his live stream. You'll be impressed. Hawk is a worker. So, hey, Easy, you still with me? I'm breathing in, making the ha sound. for a count of 4. I'm breathing out. If you want, you guys can do this with me. I'm going to do 5 breaths. Listen to the sound. It's going to sound weird. I'm going to look weird. Man, you guys have been here for a while. You already know I'm weird. I don't need to explain it. So here we go. Joe says, thanks. Thank you. I appreciate that. Absolutely, my friend. All right. So, guys, do it with me. Breathing in for 4, 5 breaths. Five breaths. And I'm at peace. I feel so quiet right now. If you fall into that natural pause between breaths, that's the gap. You get 95% of the benefits of meditation in 10 breaths. We just did 5. Do 10 breaths. Do it before an exam. Do it before you meditate. Do it before you have a big meeting. Do it when you just need to feel good. Do it when you feel depressed. Do it when you feel anxious. But do it every single day, because it builds up the capacity to go from the sympathetic nervous state, which is fight and flight, to the parasympathetic nervous state, which is rest and digest. We're going to add one thing to it. Easy says, thank you for that, Eric. I reach out on Facebook for more advice. Awesome. Let me do one more. We're going to continue. It's the same breath. Now, if you really need to relax, if you're really tense, or if you're trying to get to sleep, this is a perfect you should do this every night before bed. I'm going to breathe in for a count of 4. I'm going to exhale all through the nose for a count of 8. Now, the importance of doing that ujjayi breathing is it acts as like a spigot on a garden hose. If I'm just trying to exhale for a count of 8 and I don't use that breath, the breath rushes out. As soon as they enter in that ujjayi breathing, so I'm going to breathe in for a count of 4. I'm going to breathe out for a count of 8. Let's just do this 3 times. The prescribed is 10 minimum, but you can do as many as you want. You can lie on your back as you're going to sleep and just do it. Breathing in for 4, exhale for 8. This will be the last breath. So you guys ready? That was 3. And even this, there's 3 breath, especially built upon the 4x4 that I just did. Immediately at peace. Immediately at peace. Now remember, you want to breathe from the diaphragm. The belly's moving. The chest wants to stay relatively still. Relatively still. The only time the chest moves is if we're doing what's called the yogic breath, where we're filling the belly, expanding the rib cage, breathing up into the clavicles, reversing clavicles, rib cage, and belly. In a time of stress, you might not remember 4x4, 4x8. Understandable. Remember the ujjayi breathing. Because even if you're doing it fast, it naturally starts slowing things down. The breath evens out. And then you can remember 4x4. Hulk says this will help me before my training. It's very helpful for training. Also, breath of fire, which is a more invigorating. If you need to warm up your cardiovascular system, if you want to wake up in the morning, the breath of fire two ways of doing it. One's called the breath of fire, which doesn't have breath retention. The other is called Kompoltai breathing, which means skull shining. I got a friend, Stephen Price, who comes in every week or so, and he says, "Yogi, my friend, you're looking that bald head is looking extra shiny today." He's bald as well, so I don't take it personally. I do my best not to take anything personally. And I always mention it's because of the skull shining breath that I do. Skull shining doesn't literally make your skull shine. However, it has an important aspect of cultivating the inner light within that does shine forward. Now that has a breath retention. But I'm going to back up. For warming up, for waking up in the morning, breath of fire done for 20 breaths is a active inhale through the nose and a passive exhale through the nose. So "20 times, pause, rest, relax, repeat. Another 20 times, 3 rounds. It stimulates the digestive system, which again, we're all in need of. It warms up the cardiovascular system. It tones the abdominals. With the Ujjayi breathing also helps the thyroid as well. And it produces cortisol, norepinephrine, and adrenaline, stress hormones, but in just the right amount that we need, which is why it's so great to do in the morning, because it's like an internal cup of coffee. If you do that, if you do a 3-move yoga routine and you go outside and take a walk, 20 minutes minimum in nature, it's a complete yoga plan right there. And then you can come home and do the 4x4 breathing to calm down. Sunlight and that breath produce just the right amount of positive hormones to get us through the day. The importance of those hormones is that they die off during the day and they leave a waste material behind, and the body uses that waste to produce melatonin and serotonin, which are the hormones we need to go to sleep. So that's breath work summed up. Reach out to me on Facebook, and we'll set up a complete breath program for you using these breaths 3 times a day and therapeutically as needed, absolutely for free. Absolutely for free. Now, if someone wanted to buy me a cup of coffee, I would be a fool to say no. If someone would want to buy me a cup of green tea, which I am going to begin to re-add into my diet starting tomorrow, again, I wouldn't say no to a cup of tea. However, none of it's required. You know what's required? Friendship. All of you guys. That's it. I'm friends with Joe on Facebook. So Joe, if you want to reach out, and I'm friends with Easy. Anyone else who, did I say William? Right? William as well. William, my friend, how are you? So anyone who ever wants to reach out, look me up. So how you doing, Brian? Easy says, amazing. I feel very relaxed. It's a wonderful breath. Remember, it's 4 counts. I have videos somewhere on my YouTube channel guiding people through it. I did see William here, right? There he is. William says hello. Hey, have you been to William Hart's community page? He has posted some really nice work. I really like it a lot, quite a bit. Brian says, I'm great. Thanks, Eric. How are you? I'm doing all right. I got a hurt toe, which is throwing my entire body out of whack. I was explaining how, man, one little thing goes wrong and the entire system up in arms. toe hurts, so you walk different. You do your burpees different. Um, you run a little bit different. And that causes the knee to ache or the hip to ache on the other side, which causes something else. Oh, I meant to notify everyone. No, I do not have an onion taped to my toe. I had said in the 5 a.m. live stream that uh, I would mention that I have an onion taped to my toe during this live stream. However, I ordered from Whole Foods. They did not bring me onions. The question you might be asking is, why do I want to tape an onion to my toe? And that's a really good question. It is supposed to, according to our friend Sabine, and it sounds like it would work. It is supposed to help remove the inflammation and the infection, the toxins from the affected area or infected area. But alas, I have no onions. I do have bananas, but man, that would be ridiculous to tape a banana to my toe. What kind of fool would do that? Plus, I don't think it does anything. I'd just be walking around with the banana taped to my toe. Well, it says, got the job, but still don't start until the 10th yet. Hey, are you going to be able to, one, congratulations, William. I know that's going to be a huge weight off your shoulders. Are you going to be able to coast up to till the 10th? And probably a little bit more, as it'll be, what, a week, maybe 2 weeks before payday? Well, it says I'm still here. Brian says photo mirror. Brian says, it's raining today, going to have to figure out my workout. Since I don't really do indoor workouts. Hey, what are you going to do in the winter, Brian? It's raining here too. It has been raining since like last Sunday, and it's going to continue raining until at least next Wednesday. And man, is Great Britain getting hammered. Hawk says, congratulations, William. Brian says, so William, wish you the best with your job. Nice, guys. So I was talking about karma as in breath work. One of the things I wanted to talk about, I had a question on my Facebook page, or not Facebook, on my YouTube channel here. See, Hawk says, Erica, you in Great Britain? Nope, I am the opposite coast from you. If you do a straight line from you, it would probably be pretty close to where I am right now. I'm in Columbia, Maryland, which is between Baltimore and DC. But Dottie is in, she's in England. Hey, Skeeter. Skeeter says, everyone, cheers to you, Yogi, brother, and it's going to be raining tonight, live at 6 a.m. Oh, awesome. I'm glad 6. I'll be able to stop by. As a matter of fact, I'm usually live at 5:20, thereabouts. So as I'm winding down, I can send people on over, hang out with Skeeter. I hope you have better luck tonight than you did last night. Someone asked, I don't get a whole lot of visitors on my workout videos. As I keep mentioning, people just don't want to see a upper middle-aged, bald yogi half naked doing burpees in his basement, which I'm as surprised as you guys. I would have thought it had a natural built-in market. People would be flocking. Nope, they don't do it. However, I do it anyway because I do burpees, and I'm going to be, in April, I'm going to be 60 years old. I've done burpees every day for over 1,000 days. I've worked out every single day of my life since I was in my 20s. Few exceptions. I had the flu really bad, like 2006, 2007, and I took a day off. I tried. I did take a walk. So if you count walking as exercise, I've exercised every day. Uh, really, since I was a kid. Different forms, different things. But someone asked, why do I feel the need to post my workouts? Which my reply was, interesting question. Why do you feel the need to ask? Which was sincere. Skeeter's laughing. You see that? Skeeter's as surprised as I am that no one wants to see a half-naked, upper middle-aged bald guy working out in his basement. Brian says, so Hawk and Skeeter. Hey, Brian, are you, I think I've seen Hawk over on your channel. You guys are subscribed, right? Hey, Hawk and Jacob put in the work, 2 or 3 days ago? Skeeter says, I get to 500. I will wear T2 on my next live. Guys, you heard that big news here. If you are not subscribed to Skeeter and you want to see Skeeter in a tutu, and here's the thing, man. Who doesn't want to see Skeeter in a tutu? So head on over. Let him know that you subscribed. Let him know that above anything else, you really want to see him fishing in a tutu. He's at 441. If you visit Skeeter's channel at PA Wild Boars, I absolutely love that. Pennsylvania Wild Boars. As my family, generations back, Pennsylvania Wild Boars. I was born in Western PA. I was born in Allegheny County. My grandmother lived in Westmoreland County, which is where my mom was born. My dad was born not too far from where Skeeter, and my family dates back to the early 1700s. Sullivan County, which is God's country. It is in the mountains. It is nothing there. One stoplight in the whole county. And a lot of McCartys. Everyone hunts. Everyone fishes. Sadly, I had some family members kick me off the family tree when I became a vegan, and they said, nope, no McCarty is allowed to be vegan, and they were serious about it, and they unfriended me on Facebook. They don't return calls. People I grew up with, all because I changed how I eat. That's the rare exception. Not all of them, just a very, very few. But regardless of that, man, I love my homeland. I love my family, and I also love everything about Pennsylvania. Everything. So to answer that question, I don't feel the need to post my workouts. I do post it, but I do like to demonstrate that you can work out every day, or you can work out 3 days a week, or you could work out however often you want, and you can do that onwards to 60. Doesn't take a ton of stuff, but it shows that if you're committed to your health, you can do it forever. And not only that, it brings benefit to everything that you do in life. I'm a better yogi because I work out. I'm a better, I was going to say a better spouse, but I'm divorced. I'm a better ex-spouse because I work out. And I am a really good ex-spouse, by the way. You can ask my ex-wife. She'll tell you that I'm the best. But that is only because I'm still absolutely in love with my ex-wife. And I can't speak for her, but I know she at least likes me. I know that she tolerates me well. I know that we basically are involved with each other. So yeah, she tolerates me well. Let's see. William says, thank you, Hawk. Hello, Brian, and thank you for the compliments, Yogi. I wish I was that artist. All I can take credit for is controlling the LLM prompt. But that's big. You had the thought. Emerson said, the ancestor to every action is a thought. You had the thought. You were the creator that the LLM or the tool that you use was just that, a tool. No different than a brush, no different than a sculpting knife. just part of a computer, right? Am I using the right language? Am I using the right metaphors? Hey, Skits, my friend. Hey, did you guys check out Skits' premiere? Mir says, Skeeter bro, amazing job. So yes, please subscribe to Skeeter. That was a long way talking about all that other stuff to just, I could have just said, guys, subscribe to Skeeter. Instead, you got a long story as well. Skit says, food from afar. Hello, my friend. How are you? Says hello, Yogi. Skits is here and says, hi, chat. Hope you all are smiling. Much love. Mira says, hey to Skits. Martine says, Ray is okay if you don't already know. Oh, yep, we absolutely know. He's been hanging out with us for a few weeks now. 2 or 3. William says, yes, it's a tool like any other. So you're the inspiration behind the tool, William. You are the talent. It couldn't do anything without that prompt. Leonard says, quick stop to say hi and hit the like. Have a good one, Yogi. Thank you, Leonard, my friend. I love people who do that. Almost every day, and I think actually every day, Leonard stops by and says, just a quick stop in to say hi, hit the like, spreading love. Doesn't get any better than that. And we all have the capability of doing that. We all have the capability of brightening one life for just a moment. And as I started the entire conversation talking about karma not being punishment or vengeance or justification, no one's ever vindicated by karma. Karma simply means action, just action. But every action does have a consequence, naturally flowing, cause and effect. In actuality, there's only effect and effect and effect, because there was only one cause. Who knows what that cause was? We could say the one cause was primordial essence. The one cause was God, and everything has an effect. But the more these effects happen, the more our seeming connection to God seems to be strained. When we release cause and effect, we realize that we're never distant from God. We can't be distant from that which created us. However, I'm going off subject again. Man, I don't even know. What was I talking about, guys? Oh, cause and effect because of our friend Leonard. And he's putting in an effect of making me feel good, which works. And I feel good. I have a better live stream. Maybe someone else having a bad day and they get cheered up a little bit. Maybe I can make someone laugh. Maybe someone laughs at me. I don't care. Your preference. And on it goes. On and on and on. Just because one person had that notion, I'm going to come in, say hi to Yogi, and wish him a good day. We can all be an effect for good. Of course, we can also be an effect otherwise. That might be the only choice that we get. Do I choose peace or not? Hey, Tim, how are you? Tim says, hey, Brother Yogi, and everyone in the chat. Nice to see you, Tim. Easy says, going to take a nap now. Everyone, peace and love to you all. Take care, Easy. Thanks for stopping in. It was great doing some breath work with you. See, Tim says, smack those thumbs up, people. Let's show Yogi some love and support. Thank you, Tim. So I feel really lucky that I get people like Tim, like Leonard, like William, like Skits, like Mir, like Dottie, like Martine and Stuart, the Fish Whisperer, Skeeter and Mrs. Skeeter, Joe, our friend Hulk, Brian. Apologize if I've missed anyone. Of course, Easy and Sue. Um, everyone's an effect. Everyone is an effect here on the live stream and an effect in my life. I come away from these live streams feeling so much happier, joyful. Now, of course, I also have people who come by and with the intent of doing the opposite. Just want to vent or give a little bit of chaos or get a reaction. I'm not the most reactive person in the world. They generally don't get the response that they wish for. I should do otherwise. I should actually give them the effect that they want so they feel better. So if you see me here faking outrage, tearing my hair out, all right, maybe that part won't work. But standing up and stomping my feet, you know, I'm just trying to make someone happy. Tim says, hey to Skits and to William. Skit says, Tim, hi, good to see you. Hope you're well, brother. Tim says, all good, it's Friday. It is. You guys got big plans for the weekend? Hard work is here, says hello, JP Dumney. Did I say that right? Here says today's premiere skits up to 100, sir, Yogi. That's awesome. Man, it was great seeing. I lucked out. I came here just at the right time, right when skits was going live, and it was awesome. Or not live, but premiere. Tim says, we appreciate you, Brother Yogi. Thanks so much, Tim. And I read Hard Worker's comment. Hey, Dretson, how are you? I was thinking about you, Dretson, because I have a hurt toe. So I did my pull-ups, and I decided, since this is supposedly recovery day, I'm just going to do 100 burpees, 100 nasal breathing, 1 pumps. And I remembered that you got yours, what was it, in 8 minutes and 10 seconds? And I thought, I'm not going to be able to match that. I'm certainly not going to be able to beat it, but I wonder how close I can get. The answer, not very close. I think I did it in 9:20. But you were the inspiration behind it, so much appreciated. Joe says, trolls are everywhere. They just hide in the comments and would never say things to your face. Yeah, that's probably true. But you know what? It's all good. It's all, for me, and I honestly do mean good. Course in Miracles teaches, everyone is either extending love or they are asking for love. So if someone comes in with any kind of comment that isn't love, they're asking for love. How can I react any different to that than just extend love to the best that I'm able? Sometimes it's going to be better than others. Sometimes it's not going to be very good at all. 8 times out of 10, it's going to be okay. And then one time it'll be absolutely magical. And then other times when I'm completely miserable. Tim says, supposed to rain all weekend, so no plans yet. Yeah, it's going to rain all weekend here too. And it's been raining since last weekend. Justin says, excellent work. Thank you. Thanks for the inspiration. Hey, Eric LaPointe, how are you? Tim says, Eric's up, brother. Justin says, glad to inspire. I was definitely second air, nose, mouth, and ear. Not ready for nasal breathing yet. Yeah, it's not fun at all. But it gets better. Runner Boy says, I'll be live in an hour or so for arms. Runner Boy's favorite workout, arm day. Rumor has it that after Runner Boy is done training arm, he's going to do some arm flexing for everyone. He's going to invite everyone to the gun show. He's going to see if you want to see his pet pythons. Just rumors. But the only way to know if it's true or not, you got to swing them by and check them out. Our friend Joe, Hawk076, is going to be going live very shortly. I'm going to get in my hour or so and probably wrap things up. I'll be back like 5:20ish, so um, no need taking too much time. We got people with things to do. I highly suggest, though, checking out Hulk, going to Joe's channel. Hey, Sniper, how are you? Sniper says, greeting beautiful souls from across the pond, but under the same skies. How you doing, Sniper? Skit says, what do you think of the song, Eric? I loved it. Absolutely loved it. You're doing exactly what you said you wanted to do. To me, that is one of the biggest inspirations I could ever ask for. Skit said, he wanted to change. You guys might be familiar with Skits as having this positive energy. Every time he comes into a chat, he just gives loving thoughts. Oh, William, I did see you wrote something about Milka, and I lost track. Can you ask that question one more time? I apologize, William. Let me scroll up. I'm sorry. There we go. Speaking of Milka, have you talked to her today? How is she doing? I have talked to her today. She was concerned about my toe. She was concerned that I was going to tape an onion to the toe instead of maybe going to a doctor and having it look at. It's pretty ugly looking. And she was like, why would you tape an onion to your toe? And the better question is, why would you not tape an onion to your toe? She's doing well. I told you that she made the Dean's List from last year. Breakpoint says, I'll be there for the gun show. Yeah, we can't miss that. So, Skits. But he wasn't always positive, as he said. And he wanted to make some changes, and he wanted to put positive stuff out in the world and have a positive channel. And he's doing it. And he's writing beautiful songs with an important message. It's full of meaning. Absolutely awesome. So to answer Skits' question, what did I think of the song? I absolutely loved it. I thought it was beautiful. And I'm glad you did it as a premiere. Love Our Toy Pup says, hi guys. Hello, my friend. How are you? Toy Pup says, how's everyone doing? Very well, my friend. Hey, you guys connected with Toy Pups? She has a goal. And she is going to be, note that I didn't say she wants to be. She is going to be a 100K channel. Already at an amazing 34.4K. So if you get 34, no reason why you're not going to get 100K. And she even says, yes, big goals. They are, but absolutely achievable for you, my friend. Sniper says, right off, plenty of doing today. It's on my page. Plenty done today, sorry. All right, let me bring up Scroll Sniper. Guys, make sure you check out his community page. Eric Point says, hey, Skits, do you have a new song? Yeah, he did a premiere. Skit says, wasn't anything special, but the message I was trying to put out is what it's all about. It was a deep, meaningful message full of love. However, it was certainly special. Never undersell your talent, because that talent is a straight gift from God, straight gift from the universe. I was talking before how everything in the universe has to conspire to be a particular way. Everything. One little thing goes wrong, Skits, you wouldn't be able to sing like that. If one little thing in life, imagine if your father was on his way to meet your mom for the first time and he took a left instead of a right and they never met. For you to be here and do what you do, everything had to be right. I used the example of Milka. Milka came into the vitamin shop where I was the manager, assistant manager, and another manager. and she came in wearing her uniform. Um, and the other manager said, who had seniority, um, I'll take this one. Just sit back. For some reason, Mocha wanted to talk to me. So she also just said she felt more comfortable. And she also wanted something to help treat meditation, or she wanted something in replace of medication for depression. And I gave her some suggestions, and I told her, I use my favorite pickup line, and I will teach you how to meditate. Because meditation, you don't need supplements, you don't need medication, you just need to meditate. It works every time, guys. It worked in all of my ex-wives, every single one of them. But she took the suggestion actually, and I saw her in the bookstore later. We had an instant connection, ended up getting married. Imagine if the other manager, who had seniority, said, nope, you're going on break. I wouldn't have listened, but imagine if he did. Or imagine if Mocha went to GNC instead of the vitamin shop. She was actually closer to a GNC. There was a GNC on Fort Meade where she was living at the time. Any one little thing, and I never would have met Mocha. And more importantly, she wouldn't have met me. More importantly, for Mocha's sake, she wouldn't have met me. Runner Boy says, fill a bucket with warm water and salt to disinfect it. I did that earlier today. Runner Boy says, what's wrong with Yogi Still? It is infected somehow. I think, because I do barefoot shoes, I think something might have rubbed a bit. And then as I was walking in the rain yesterday, and I went through several overflooded creek beds out into the path, that maybe it caused a little bit of an infection. Jahid says, don't inspire to make a living, inspire to make a difference. Beautifully said. Beautifully said, my friend. Running Boy says, are you sure it's not ants, Running Boy? Instead of salt, so I put my foot in a bucket of ants. Oh, wait a minute. Now I see. I did not put my... Good thing I checked up above. Otherwise, it'd be like, all right, Eric Lapointe says, put my foot in a bucket of ants. I got to listen to Eric Lapointe. Fill a bucket with warm water and salt to disinfect. Runner Boy says, I was bagging my change up today. Now all I can smell is pennies. And that's why Eric Lapointe said, are you sure it's not ants? Because we had a discussion on sniffing ants. I should say smelling ants. Sniffing ants is just weird. Smelling ants is different. If you guys sniff ants, don't let me know. Don't need to do that. Warner Boy says it could be ants under the floor. It could be. Skid says, yeah, it's a huge, huge blessing just being alive, let alone being able, being part of this community. We're also lucky to be here, and even luckier to have met each other. Absolutely. And it all could have been so different. Do you know? Eric Lapointe mentions how he came home from work on a little bit of a difficult day, and the algorithms just happened to shift in my direction that day. And he saw some weird guy talking about breathing stuff. For whatever reason, he was like, I'll give him a listen. And then he showed up the next day, and the next day. Imagine how poor, or in all honesty, how poorer the community would be without Eric Lapointe. I got to say, I think everyone here is essential. Everyone, every single one of you. Maybe not Runner Boy. But other than that, just joking. Runner Boy is essential as well. Hopefully Runner Boy knows I'm joking. Eric says, Ozzy Osbourne sniffs ants. Why does that not surprise me? Supposedly, he did not bite the head off of a bat. Supposedly, that didn't really happen. That was the urban legend when I was a kid. I never saw Ozzy in concert. I would have loved to see Black Sabbath. I was very selective in my heavy metal music. Original Black Sabbath. Some people consider Zeppelin heavy metal. Really, I think they were just hard rock. I heard Stuart the Fish Whisperer talking about Led Zeppelin yesterday on the live stream. As well as Deep Purple. Deep Purple's definitely metal. They were at one point, playing Smoke on the Water, the loudest band ever recorded. Semper says, to achieve something new, you have to do something you've never done before. It's a simple but can be dungeon programming for some. It's true, Sniper. It can be. Some people have a hard time just stepping outside that well-trodden path. So Thoreau called it, we all live, most of us, lives of quiet desperation. Eric Point says, but he did bite the head off of a dove. There's a picture. Wow. Now I wonder, why would you bite the head off of a dove and not a bat? I don't know. I like bats. I wouldn't bite the head off of a bat or a dove either. Daunting. Gotcha. That's actually one of my favorite quotes from Thoreau when he talks about a life of. Let's look it up. Comes up automatically because I bring it up a lot. The mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation. What is called resignation is confirmed desperation. From the desperate city, you go into the desperate country and have to console yourself with the bravery of minks and muskrats. A stereotype, sorry guys, pop up. A stereotype, but unconscious despair is concealed even under what are called the games and amusements of mankind. There is no play in them, for this comes after work, but it is characteristic of wisdom not to do desperate things. And of course, Thoreau is someone who took to the woods, in his words, to step out of that life of quiet desperation. He wanted to live a conscious life, a life of contemplation. One of the books that he took with him, one of the few books, Bhagavad Gita. I'm going to give you another Thoreau quote. This one might be my favorite. And this is a little different. Here, in the first one, Thoreau was talking about most of us, as Sniper said, unable to step off of the well-trodden path because it's the path our family set out for us, or teachers set out for us, or we settled into, or we don't know we have an option. So we never do. One of my favorites is always talking about crayons. One time you had a purple crayon in your hand and you were just getting ready to color in the ocean. And a well-meaning adult came along and said, nope, ocean is blue. Put that crayon aside. We were taught to stay within the lines from that moment on. So here's a solution from Henry David Thoreau. If you have built castles in the air, your work need not be lost. That is where they should be. Now put the foundation under them. Meaning, dream. Dream big. Don't let anyone tell you to color within the lines. Don't let anyone tell you what crayon to use, what color the grass should be, what color the sky should be. It's up to you. Dream big, even if it has no foundation underneath of it. even if it seems impossible. But then you go about building the foundation. It's a process of life. Build the foundation. Imagine if I was told that at a very young age that I would never grow up to be an old bald guy wearing glasses doing a live stream on YouTube. Imagine if I was told that. And this dream that I'm living right now would never be happening. I'll be honest with you. If someone said, what can you, what would be your big dream right now? And honestly, could I ask for anything better than this? Literally earning some money, assuming you guys have watched an ad, right? Earning a little bit of money, talking to my friends about the things that I love talking about. If you guys weren't here and I didn't have a cell phone, I would be having the same conversation with my one cat that sits next to me all the time. So think of it this way. You guys are seriously doing my cat a big favor. You're taking the attention off of her. She's tired of hearing from me. And I've only had her for 2 years. You guys have only been putting up with me for a year. Skits, this guy says I'm going to go listen to some music for a little while. Catch you all later. Keep smiling, everyone. Much love. Take care, Skits. Thanks for stopping in. Eric Point says bye to Skits. I'm actually going to shut things down in just a little bit. I think probably the best way to have ended this entire live stream would have been with the comment, Ozzy Osbourne sniffs ants. That would have been the perfect ending. Sometimes you got to know when to take that exit. That would have been just a beautiful ending. It would have been like a swan song. It would have been like riding off into the sunset. It doesn't get anything I say after that is just too much. It's excess. I'm going to remember that. Eric Lapointe, if you get a chance to, if you stop by tonight's live stream, remind me. The closing line is going to be, see you guys, Ozzy Osbourne sniffs ants. And then I'm going to quickly exit before anyone can say anything. Let's see. Brian says, Eric, I did get the book. I appreciate it. Awesome, Brian. Hey, let me know what you think of it, if you don't mind. I wrote that book when I was in a similar position as you were at one time, Brian. Eric Point says, I was already thinking that. I appreciate that. 2 says that you can't, was it Thomas Wolfe? You can't go home again? You can go home again. You can go back in time to the future, meaning that tonight's live stream is going to have a special ending. And who knows what might come from that. There's stories, there's all kinds of Zen legends that a Zen master was walking with a student and spilled a bucket. The student spilled a bucket. And he looked down and he saw the reflection of the moon in the spilled water. The Zen master took off his sandal and hit him on the head. And the Zen student instantly became enlightened. I read that years ago. And I went around smacking people with a sandal. No one got enlightened, but a lot of people got really pissed off at me. And so I'm not saying to try that. But you never know. I might say, or Eric Lapointe might say, Ozzy Osbourne sniffs ants. And it might be the exact word that someone needs to be enlightened. We're going to see. Or it might be a comment from Runnerboy. The crab does do what a crab do. You see? If you can't get enlightened by that, you'll never be enlightened. Brian says, definitely, I'm going to start reading again. just stopped by for a while. I do have some baseball books and the rest of that Einstein book I was going to finish, but we'll probably read yours first. Yeah, mine is, you could read it in a day, less than a day. You could probably read it 2 hours. One said probably go live in 15. That's cool. We'll be wrapping it up here. Well, you know what? Let's wrap it up. I'm going to let Eric Lapointe have the last word. Technically, I'll have the last word because I'll read it out loud, but it will come from Eric Lapointe. Runner Boy says, Yogi, you overestimate our reading abilities. I don't think so. I am underestimating my writing skills. I mean, look, that's one page. That's one page. My fingers don't even get tired when I read this. When I read this book, when I reread this book, my fingers don't even get tired. Eric Point says, Brian with a salute. All right, guys. Hawk is, he's probably already live right now. So if you guys got extra time, give some support for our friend Joe. And Runner Boy, in about 15 minutes, he's going to be live. I think Stuart is probably going to be live as well soon. Stuart, by the way, this is the last thing I'll say, I promise you. Stuart is going to make for his shop, for Stuart the Fish Whisperer shop, he's going to make Speedos. Speedos. And I promised to buy a pair. I promised to buy a pair and change the name of my channel to Just a Yogi wearing Speedos in his basement. That's going to be the new official title. Just a Yogi wearing Speedos in his basement. George Martins posted a graph saying Yogi's subscription, and the graph, his subscriptions, and the graph was a downward trend, a very steep and quick downward trend. But it didn't say Just a Yogi wearing Speedos doing burpees in his basement. I don't know if that's a selling point or a losing point. We'll see. But because, hey, Stuart the Fish Whisperer is our friend, I fully expect to have a live stream of Eric Lapointe doing tractor burpees in Stuart the Fish Whisperer or Speedos in the middle of winter. Don't let me down, Eric. All right, check out Runner Boy. He's going to be live. Runner Boy says Yogi and Speedos in my 7th season. So that might be Jump on the Shark, maybe. Eric Point says if you do that, you're going to have to raise the membership or maybe lower it steeply. Or maybe reverse it. I will actually have to pay people to show up. Might not be a bad idea. All right, guys. Make sure you check out Runner Boy. Make sure you check out Hawk, Stuart the Fish Whisperer, and anyone else who might be going live. I'm sure someone is. Take care, guys. I'll see you later. If you're around, and you guys know what's coming. Ozzy Osbourne sniffs ants. Take care.